Good day, everyone. Yeah, something came about you changing your generational patterns, generational curses, and probably, for example, I'll try to cite some examples on that. Maybe untimely deaths, maybe when marriage out, pregnancy out of wedlock, maybe um witchcraft is everywhere. Witchcraft, if we really want to delve into witchcraft is everywhere. So I'm just trying to pinpoint some things that you might think is particular to your family. Is not. It's just that that is what you choose to see, that you want to handle part time, you get. And you realize that probably in your family there's this issue that they told your mother that mother was a witch, and along the line you went to a place that they, by their mistakes in handling their skills and gifts that God has given to them, they don't know that they don't have the grace to actually deliver people in that line. But their own pattern is to separate families. So if the wife has maybe through one or two mistakes have opened the door for the devil to enter, just like he did in the Garden of Eden, God sent them out together. He didn't separate them. But this sect of religious people feel that that is their own method of delivering you. There is no distance in the spirits. You are a spirit fundamentally, no matter your religious belief, no matter your cultural background, no matter what you believe in. That should be noted. And you you were just looking at how things are just going down the years, and at the end of the day they were telling your daddy that your mother is a witch, the mother that they separated from her mother. Imagine that your mother, who was separated from her mother, that was not even allowed to go for a burial because she was happy that okay, maybe the battle is over. And down some years down the line again, they started applying, in quote, they feel they're applying wisdom for you, telling your father that you should separate from your mother. That is as if the spirit has jumped on her. How come? Because they were away. And if you know how to think, sit down, reflect, introspect, you will actually, like one of my brothers used to say, if you listen well long enough, if you observe well long enough, if you talk less long enough, you would know people's intentions. You'll be able to decipher per time, per season, if people have already derailed, if you don't need to trust on their intuition, if you don't have to rely recklessly on their giftings and all that, and focus on God and build your relationship with them. So along the line, like I said, I'm just trying to relate a storyline in witchcraft line. They told your father to separate. Along the line, they told him to divorce. And over the down the years, series of events happened, and your mother died. And it's as if okay, the battle is now finally over. The battle that was not over when her own mother died. And they didn't have the endowments, fortification to heal her, but their own method is to separate. But they kept utilizing the man's resources. They kept um they kept squeezing his resources. They kept maximizing his connections, his graces, his resources, his whatever, till he's old and he's not able to make money. And that is when they tend to discard him and use, also apply the same form of wisdom to let him go. And the man now dies, and it's not looking like, wait, what is happening? Okay, in the case of getting pregnant out of wedlock and issues are happening, and maybe your timely death, they're dying before the age of 50, they're dying before the age of 60. RMD, I respect him so much, one of those I do respect, because some people are now becoming vulnerable, they're now opening up. Think RMD when he clocked, was it RMD that clocked 60, and Pastor Matthew and Shimolowo to share the zone too. When blogs were writing stupid things about him when he became lesser in weight, and not knowing that he was already working on his weight, retrospecting on how his predecessors were living their lives, what they were eating, how they were living, watching that. Okay, I think the first thing I watched in the video that I got to see later on was, have you ever seen an old fat 70-year-old man? When I heard that, I first paused the video and I cried. Maybe later in time you will understand why, but let us not dwell on that. I don't want to digress so much. I've mentioned so many things now, and that told me that that man, he had some retrospection into his family, into his lineage. And to buy your konika go fun, he who has a big stomach is who you give money, translated. And it has delusioned people. It has given people so much disillusion that um if you are fast, people will respect you. You should be big. To give people, it should not allow people to underrate you, and all that and all that. And in the process, you are storing fat that might not decompose on time as you age, because all our systems, especially digestive systems, respiratory system, liver and all that, they might not work as they used to when we are young and jumping up and down and burning energy and all that and all that. So he started early. He mentioned that, if I'm not mistaken, just type on YouTube Masimo Ashimolowo's interview on weight loss. You should get the video. I'm not sure if it was Pastor Covenant Nation, this man that Hodayemade that interviewed him. I'm not sure who interviewed him, but I think it was the one. And it dawned on me. He said he had not eaten rice for so long years, maybe like 20 years before then. I'm not sure. So, and all the disciplines he went through just to put himself back in shape to be healthy. And you will not understand even how MD Richard Mofedamijo, how he mentioned that what made him to get serious with his healthy life, with his health, was how people before him were dying and he was missing them and he was crying and he was losing them. And he sat down, okay, I've cried, I've missed them. What can I do not to? Is this really a curse? Is it really spiritual? What were they doing? Can you trace it down to the third, second, fourth, fifth generation of how they were eating? What kind of oils, vegetables, fat were they eating? And okay, let me see if I can change this, research about it, read about it, and all that and all, and it's worked for them. So it showed that they might have seen some videos that proved to them that it could work. They tried it, it has worked, and they are propagating the gospel of it. And now, where I'm now going is this: after you have retrospects, you have reminisced, and it is a process, it's a gradual process, and you have noticed that okay, this is what happened. Now I want to be healed of this. I want to start a new trajectory for this generation. How do I start it? It will amaze you that going to another person who is also trying to also change their patterns in their family might be the wrong first step. Calm down, research online, go to God personally, have a relationship with Him, ask questions. They will direct you to books to read, filter out what to do. Don't just to rush to another person who's also trying. You might look like the person is not having your own same issue, maybe like witchcraft issue or untimely death issue, but their own issue might be there is nobody that stayed with her that has a good marriage, and looking at the person's life or him or her, and he too does not have a good marriage, and not because you want to go to the person to save yourself from witchcraft in your generation, you are undoubtedly importing a person's problem into your life too, because they will be advising you against your will. Maybe it's even they will start telling you to go and marry. It's because you have not gotten married. They'll push you to somebody that is not treating you well. You'll go and marry again and compound another problem pattern to your life. Watch it. Look before you leap. Watch those you meet with, and don't take everything nuclear and sinker, because we really want to account for what you are doing before God, and nobody will do it for you. You will do it for yourself. There'll definitely be a part, hopefully very soon, because I think I've not poured out my mind in that light. I want you to know that God loves you and you are important to Him.